Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tech Spurt Weekly. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, you lovely Apologies for all of the singing and crappy dancing there. I'm just in a strangely good mood today. Why am I in a strangely good mood? Probably just because I've been huffing this thing for the last hour and a half. I do, of course, jest. Remember, kiddies, sniffing Pritt sticks is not big and it's not clever, it's just a hell of a lot of fun. I've honestly got no idea why I'm in such a rip-roaring, fan-dabby-dozy kind of mood. It's just one of the perks of being an emotionally unstable wreck. It's like being on some kind of crazy roller coaster with no end, apart from obviously the sweet embrace of death. Now, I suppose though that all things considered, it's been a pretty chill kind of week. Nothing going on in the world in particular. Definitely very good for the old mental health. Except of course here in Blighty we have staggered our way into yet another national lockdown. No real major shock there. So basically for the whole of November we're not really allowed to go out and mingle with other human beings. And you know what? That's absolutely fine by me because I'd already planned to spend the whole of November on that couch right there, barely moving at all apart from to maybe occasionally stumble my way to the toilet if I even make it that far. And I guess I'll occasionally film some tech bollocks as well. But anyway, I really am just rambling about absolutely nothing right now, so why don't we actually get on with the show? Tech Spurt Weekly! So this week's been pretty light on launches overall, but not completely bereft because of course our great mate Motorola, who else, came to the rescue by spaffing out yet another smartphone on Thursday. The Moto G9 Power is the latest addition to Motorola's G9 series, currently consistent of the G9 Play and the G9 Plus. And this 6.8-inch behemoth matches the Plus for sheer stature, although the specs are more similar to that basic Play model. So you've got a mega-sized 6.8-inch IPS screen, HD Plus resolution, and that same Snapdragon 662 chipset as the Play, but Motorola has stuffed a ruddy massive 6000 mAh battery inside of this thing. Which, to be fair, Motorola kinda had to do to call this thing a power handset because the G9 Play and the G9 Plus already sported a whopping 5000 mAh just like previous power handsets. In fact, I'm kinda surprised to see Motorola launch a power handset in this Moto G generation at all, considering the Play and the Plus you had to abuse the living hell out of those things to kill them dead in just a day. And the Moto G9 Power also packs in a 64 megapixel main camera backed by, hooray, depth and macro lenses, and I'm hoping to give it a thorough testing real soon. And according to Motorola, the Moto G9 Power should be available to buy right now for 179 quid here in the UK from the likes of Amazon, John Lewis and Carphone Warehouse. And also this week, the full reviews embargo finally lifted on the Xbox Series X, so unlike last week, I can actually do a lot more than simply show you the arse end. The speed difference between the new Series X and the already pretty bloody beefy Xbox One X is absolutely stunning, and one that is easily demonstrated by the massive difference in loading times. Now, any gamer out there will tell you that loading screens are the absolute pits. I'm not even exaggerating when I say I will have wasted days and days of my very limited lifespan just staring at the f***ing things, especially because I used to own a ZX Spectrum. God, that stuff was fun, wasn't it, kiddies? 10 minutes of hideous screeching that sounded just like a fox orgy in a burning barn, accompanied by the kind of hyperactive flashing that would have epileptic kids shaking like a shitting dog. All while you watch a poorly rendered picture lethargically push its way gently into view like some kind of troublesome turd that refuses to evacuate your bowels. Inch by painful inch, it finally gradually appears on screen, getting you all excited for what's to come, like sneakily downloading smut over your parents' dial-up connection back in the 90s. Only for the whole thing to of course eventually inevitably freeze up after about 5 f***ing minutes. Anyway, where was I actually going with all of this? Oh yeah, the Xbox Series X thankfully does away with all of that pain, as all of your games will now load mega fast, like significantly faster compared with the older Xbox One X generation. And Microsoft has also implemented a brilliant quick resume feature, which means that your favourite games will literally load in seconds as well. I've done a full video on quick resume and the massive speed difference between the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X, which is live right now. And that's about it for tech-based news and shenanigans for this week, to be perfectly honest. There were some rumours that Samsung's Galaxy S21 series would be launching in January rather than February next year, if we even make it that frickin' far. And that's about as thrilling as it got. So now it's time for the part of the show that's as tiresome and seemingly endless as waiting for the results of a US presidential election. Not to mention involving just as much litigation. It's viewer comments. Woo, woo, woo. Viewer comments. So first up this week, James says, my, you look a lot like that handsome chappie from Rakombu. That was a while ago, exclamation mark. Yeah, you're not wrong there, James. First of all, got to address the handsome remark. That's very kind of you, sir, but I think you might have been smashing back the vodka a little bit too hard today. And yeah, I broke up with Rakombu about a year and a half ago, but I actually started doing video for those guys about 7 friggin' years ago, back when I actually had some hair and maybe a smidge of self-respect still. Next up, Hurley says it's going to be an awkward Christmas dinner with the mother-in-law this year. I mean, to be fair, here in Blighty, pretty much every Christmas has been awkward ever since Brexit happened. It's definitely beginning to feel a lot like Christmas when you're eating dry turkey with a hearty side helping of racist commentary. But frankly, that's why booze was invented. How better to celebrate the birth of our Lord, the baby Jesus, than by getting absolutely on Baileys and sherry. Next up, Gabby Cross says, Spurt Hits could be a great title for a jingle mix if you plan on making one. I kind of like Smash Hits, but a bit of a tweak on that one. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of my own Christmas mixtape. Spurt Hits is good. Maybe Spurt in your ears? I'm possibly a little bit too risky with that one. Not sure that WH Smiths would stock it. Next up, Ewan says, I'm using the S10 now, but the battery life is pretty bad. He's got the gosh darn Exynos version. Should I get an older OnePlus, the new OnePlus 8T, or the S20 FE 5G? Well, when it comes to the OnePlus 8T and the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE Fan Edition, it's actually quite a close call for me. I did actually do a comparison between the two of them and also the Pixel 5, so you can go check that out if you want like a really in-depth spec-by-spec, feature-by-feature sort of analysis. Or if you can't be buggered to hear me banging on about phones for 15 minutes, fair play. A lot of it comes down to whether you prefer the OnePlus Oxygen OS or whether you prefer Samsung's own One UI launcher. But the S20 Fan Edition does have a few little extra bonuses compared with the OnePlus 8T. You got like the wireless charging on there, you got the water resistance, you got the expandable storage, which are quite minor little things in most people's eyes, but they might sway it for you. On the flip side, the OnePlus 8T has got all glass design, whereas you've got the glass stick finish on the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, which I know has put a lot of people off. Next up, Cookie Bob says, why did they give you an Xbox Series X? I honestly couldn't tell you, mate. It was probably just a massive joke. They're probably sat there in their office right now taking bets on whether the stupid northerner would think it was just some sort of big toaster and try cramming a bit of bread into the bloody Blu-ray drive. Nick says, the YouTube algorithm is too good. I've been enjoying this channel for like 6 months without being subscribed. Oops. Nicky. The Nixter, come on man, you are breaking my heart. See that little subscribe button down there? Just give it a little poke, just a tiny wee prod, just a little boop. Come on, join the Tech Spurt family. Make Uncle Spurt happy. I promise I'm a good uncle. I'm not like your Uncle Kevin or anything like that. I won't make you do any dodgy stuff that you're not totally on board with. And when you're down there tapping that subscribe button, you might as well give that notifications bell a little tickle as well, yeah? Cheers, mate. Next up, Dan says, my son needs a new phone, so that means I get a new phone and he gets my 3-month-old Realme X50 5G. But is there a phone out there that's better at this price point? Oh man, you're not liking the X50 5G? I really like that handset. I thought that was good value for money. Actually, just check back tomorrow because I've updated my best budget smartphones under £300 video at long bloody last. So that'll give you bugger tons of different options. How's that? Perfect timing or bloody what? Next up, Mark says, if you're putting lorry oil on your head, it's no wonder you've got no hair. Ha, touche fella. Batter my arse and call me a hot cross bun. It's time yet again for another which crap celebrity do I look like? Roll that jingle. Which crap celebrity do I look like this week? Also, do you really like the way I keep issuing commands to a hidden presence? Roll that jingle, as if I've got some sort of tech team behind the scenes assembling this junk while I'm off down the club sipping my Cristal. So Stephen has contributed this week. Thank you, Stephen. Says, Chris, you look like Dana White's skinny little brother or Ben Kingsley's love child. Ben Kingsley from about like 60 years ago, right? Not the Skeletor-esque effort that he's got going on these days. Well, Dana White, I mean, yeah, he's another slaphead like me, I guess, but I get the feeling that Dana could probably eat me for breakfast, the whole of me, and still have room for toast as well. And as for Ben Kingsley, though, you know, that's an inheritance worth jumping on, so yeah, Ben, hook a brother up. Darren says, I'm with you on the constant silly size increases of phones. I know, right? Like, where is it gonna end? Like, 6.5 inches is seriously like the average size smartphone these days. Like, I've banged on about this before, but remember the HTC Titan, which was ridiculously huge. What was that, like 4.6, 4.7 inches? And yes, obviously, you know, bezels have narrowed and smartphones are generally getting more compact, so the screen just fills the entire front now. But where is it gonna go? Like, seriously, next year we will have 7-inch smartphones if the entire world hasn't imploded before then. Seriously, where is my goddamn tiny little Zoolander phone? Next up, GLC says, do you think we'll see a Nokia G9 Power or a Nokia 9 successor launch before 2020 is over? Now that's really good timing because obviously Moto G9 Power already banged on about that at the start of the show, so job done. As far as the Nokia 9 successor is concerned, it looks more increasingly likely there's going to be a Nokia 10 instead of a new Nokia 9.3 or whatever, which we've only been waiting for all bloody year. And unfortunately, according to various web reports this week, I don't know exactly how accurate these are, but HMD Global, the manufacturer of Nokia phones, is unlikely to now launch a Nokia 10 handset until the second half of 2021. Obviously, depending on whether humanity is overthrown by a hostile robot takeover or whatever. So yeah, if you are desperately clinging on for a new Nokia flagship, then I hope you're the patient type. But I'd rather that HMD got it right and produced a really stunning flagship phone to really get Nokia back into that sort of premium end of the game rather than just shitting out something that was sort of alright. Next up, the Thillenden cast. Sorry, I completely butchered that. Said, can you do a phone review / unboxing soon? Thanks. Yeah. And apparently I was a bit more sweary last week than usual, which I didn't even notice. I'm not even sure if this is just a result of me not doing a TechSpurt Weekly for a week, so then you didn't have quite so many cuss words flying at you in one dose. Free Claude says, too many beeps, lol. Mark B says, I wouldn't be surprised if this video gets demonetized soon, lol. And Sohib says, I see that 2020 Omega strain has infected your bad language processor and overclocked. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like it's the 2020 effect. If people are noticing that I'm swearing more than usual, then it must be really friggin' bad, so I'm sorry about that. No idea how much I've been cussing in this one. I'll find out when I go back and do the edit and then spend half of my time just literally putting in the beeps. All I can say is, sorry kiddies, Uncle Spurt will definitely go and wash out his mouth with a good bit of soap and water. Or maybe I'll just down a load of whiskey and pass out. One of the two. Not really sure which way it's going to swing yet. Anyway, bugger. Once again, completely run out of time. So really sorry to anyone who commented last week and I didn't get to your comment, but thank you so much to everyone who did reply to the show. And please do bung your comments, thoughts, theories on life down below. We'll try and smash through as many of them as possible. Let me know how you're getting on with lockdowns, presidential election results, all that good stuff. And let's finish up with a quick look at the week in tech ahead. So we've got some potentially new Apple Macs using Apple's fresh new custom processors launching on Tuesday. Let's definitely bust out the splash-proof pants for that one. It's going to be a thriller. And also next Tuesday, it's the massive MediaTek Summit, of course, as well, where they'll be sharing their latest innovations in mobile chipset technology. And it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that one. Certainly, they seem to be catching up a bit to Qualcomm when it comes to the budget chipsets with their Dimensity platforms. Very interesting stuff indeed. So, and of course, they pack chips into soundbars, streaming devices, laptops, all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned for more info on that one. So that's next week, and that is the show. Job done. I don't have any big clever outro. I could sing you another song, I guess, except I don't think anyone really wants that, do they? And now the f***ing end is here, and I'm off to drink a shitload of whiskey. Yeah, no, let's just end it there. Bye everyone, thank you, love you, bye!